big announcement at Busch Gardens. 2 brand new roller coasters. We've got all the news, we've got everything you need to know, and I'll be telling you exactly what I think of it. So, let's go straight into it. Let's talk about it, guys. So before I get started today with all this announcement and everything that you need to know, all the news, all the information, it's like a big news blast that we're doing today. Remember to subscribe to Planet Market and hit a bell notification to be told of the next great upload, and check out our links in the description box below for super cheap Orlando essentials. Before I get started though, I just want to apologise for the fact I am still feeling ill, so I do still have a bit of a cold if you're wondering why my voice is really weird. But this is pretty big news, and we do love Busch Gardens, so if you haven't already, check out some of our other vlogs on our day at Busch Gardens, and some more other information about SeaWorld in general. First off, Busch Gardens announced it was going to build the tallest launch coaster in Florida upon its completion. This is an ambitious new project, but Planet Mark, what's a launch coaster? Well, let me tell you quickly what a launch coaster is, just in case you're unfamiliar with what it is. So basically what it is a coaster which starts off either stationary or a very, very slow speed and rapidly accelerates normally into a steep incline. Or in layman's terms, it gets very fast, very quick, and it goes up a hill. Other such examples include the Incredible Hulk coaster at Universal Islands of Adventure, or Aerosmith's Rock roller coaster over at MGM Studios, or Hollywood Studios, whatever one you want to call it, and to a lesser extent, I suppose, Stealth at Fort Park. So the name of this new coaster is Tigris, named after a tiger, I suppose, but they couldn't just call it the Tiger Coaster. It's supposed to be going off the speed and agility of a tiger. Yeah, admittedly, that's just for marketing reasons. They needed something to go on. They couldn't just call it Quick Launch Coaster or something like that. They needed somehow to go into the overall theming of Busch Gardens, but the theming isn't what you're going there for. They tried to over-theme Cobra's Curse, and personally that didn't really work for me at all. But anyway, we're there for the amazing thrilling rides. Firstly, you'll start off in this station, this launch station. You get launched up at 25 miles an hour, and then you'll kind of stop, and this is where it gets interesting. Because that's just normal, that's just basic launch coaster stuff being launched straight up. Now, you'll get launched backwards at 50 miles an hour. That is a lot more like it. That's what we want. That's going to be the main thing for me, is the launching at 50 miles an hour backwards. Back down exactly where you were, back through the station of this big hill, and you get launched again, this time at 60 miles an hour. Finish off the track, go around the track, go around a loop, like a slow loop inversion, things like that, and that's where the roller coaster really actually becomes like a normal roller coaster. It's 1,800 feet of track, and it actually looks really fun. The backwards thing for me is like, that's probably the main bit. That's what I would probably be advertising and like marketing the most, the backwards launch. So I would say this multiple launch coaster Tigris I would probably place it like at the moment in the same category as Cheetah Hunt has in terms of enjoyment, because that's multiple launches, that's fun, that's like a harness coaster. So I would say it was around on that level, and yeah, I would definitely say Cheetah Hunt was one of my favourite coasters at Busch Gardens. And we don't have to wait too long for this, like normally how we had to wait for Pandora for years and years and years. This one we'd only be waiting till spring 2019. So where will this be located in Busch Gardens? It will be overtaking the tidal wave ride, so that's going to be gone as far as we can tell, because this will be a big structure. So they're going to put that instead of getting rid of tidal wave. And probably most importantly, geographically, is that it's going to be near SheiKra in Stanleyville. Which, if you don't know, SheiKra is awesome, it's definitely the best ride in Busch Gardens. Maybe Falcon's Fury, still undecided, tell me in the comments what you think. But normally with SheiKra you have to walk around for ages to find the next good coaster. It's nice that they've actually thought, okay, well we'll put something near SheiKra, that's also pretty good. So I'm glad about that. I'll say at the end of this video where I think it's really worth going to Busch Gardens, but it's one of those things that you saw, I wasn't like really mega overexcited, but I was excited that finally the Busch Gardens is getting another coaster after how bad Cobra's Curse was. Although Cobra's Curse was a family coaster, it was still just not. The less said about Cobra's Curse, the better, and I'm hoping that this will be on the same level as those good coasters that they have, and putting it near Sheikra is a good indication that hopefully it will actually be near the same level, even if it's just near the same level as fun as Sheikra. That will be good enough. So that was the first new coaster. The second one is more of a revamp of the wooden coaster Gwazi. So basically what Gwazi is, it was a wooden coaster for years and years, and they kind of closed it down recently within the last couple of years, and it's just been there, it's not been taken down, or nothing's been done with it. Everyone's been wondering why is Gwazi still there if it's been closed. So what they're going to be doing is apparently revamping it into a hybrid coaster. But Planet Mark, what's a hybrid coaster? Well, okay, normally roller coasters are either made of wooden structures, you know, the whole rattly kind of wooden old school feel, or the newer, more modern steel structures. It's up to you, like each roller coaster is to its own, whether it's good or bad, or whether it's a good wooden coaster or whether it's a good steel coaster. Hybrids have been coming in within the last couple of years, and they are a mixture of the two. So they might have, say for example, wooden tracks with steel structures, or steel tracks with wooden structures. Although this fundamentally would still be the same Gwazi coaster, nothing's going to change. It will still have the same kind of track layout, mostly, and it will retain that same wooden feel. It may lend itself to more inversions or something like that on a wooden coaster, which would be interesting. And they're gaining popularity recently with the whole hybrid coasters. You might have been on one before, but like I say, they are coming back, and that's what's going to be happening with Gwazi. That's going to be coming in 2020. It kind of think, okay, well, right at the end, this is something even more that you should be excited for, and Tigris is just to bridge the gap between not having anything in 2018 to having Gwazi back in 2020. Is this enough to make you go back to Busch Gardens? Is the Gwazi thing, or even Tigris itself, is that enough to take you back there, like we always say, where, for example, the new Harry Potter extensions at Universal, I can already say that's definitely going to be something that you should definitely go back to. And pretty much any new land at Disney is worth going to. For example, with Pandora, that's definitely worth, because that's a whole new land. I really like, just generally, I like Busch Gardens because it's really short queues. There's pretty much no one there. Even with Cobra's Curse, when we went there, there was about a 5-minute wait for it. And that was new that year when we went. I wouldn't say this is something you should be running back to Busch Gardens for, but Busch Gardens is good enough to stand on its own. Like, it's had a bit more attendance over the last couple of years. Their stocks are up, and they're going to be investing more within the next couple of years. This is a very important step. Firstly, revamping the areas, because what the hell is Stanleyville? What even is a Stanleyville? There's not really, although they say there's different lands, it's pretty much just Busch Gardens as a whole. I would like to see a bit more of a definition within the lands. Well, apart from the only exception is Sesame Street Land, but cookie. But as more information comes out, we'll give you all the news that you would need to know for those. So make sure you subscribe to Planet Mark and hit a bell notification to be told of the next great Busch Gardens or theme park news blast. Check out links in the description box below for the latest Orlando super cheap essentials. Follow us on Twitter at PlanetMarkVlog, or Facebook.com/PlanetMarkVlog, or Instagram at Disney.Dreamer_UK. Like and share this video, and join us for our adventures when we go in November. So definitely worth sticking around. Check out some of our other great videos, and see you in the next one, guys. Bye 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 bye.